morning, children. How are you today, hmm? Did you all manage to avoid the Omni-wife? She is everywhere. Alright. G-stones! Originally called the Whipple Tickle. Only teeth strong enough to eat other teeth. The pause before other teeth. I mean, that's one of my favorite Futurama jokes in general. Only teeth strong enough to eat other teeth. Such a good joke. I love that one. It was one of those ones where I remember just thinking about it for ages after I saw it. Just like, how did you fuck think that up? Alright, let's see. Read me. Gems. Or probe. I don't know if I want to be probed. That's right. Everything's detected. Double check the performance, make sure. I knew. Just feel it. Can sense it in my bones. Alright. Okay. Jim Cornette is going to be spending the rest of his life embarrassing himself. I mean, it's tragic, because I think if he had an actual job in wrestling somewhere, you know, he's one of those guys where his money comes from a thing, and a gimmick, and he just has to be the gimmick forever now. About to enter the gemstone zone. One. Hey. Let's go beginner. Oh, god damn it. Just fucking breakout. And I am glad I sped it up. I suppose this is easy mode, but I wasn't expecting it to be exactly this easy. I feel like this could be successfully played by dementia patients. I enjoy the sounds. Got good audio. Gonna make me fucking DVD corner it, won't you? That's the kind of music I'd expect to hear if I were doing heroin in a William Burroughs book. You know? Like, I'd do my heroin, and then a creature that was part anus, part cockroach would start talking to me, and that'd be just going off in the background. It was done by William D. Reinhardt, which I guess was like a pseudonym for William Burroughs during his game dev period, which people often forget about. Chinese Zodiac. I mean, like, great music aside, great heroin tunes, great heroin jams of the 90s. I don't want to play Breakout. G-Stones will be down. All the way down here, because, like, I like that things can disagree over what alphabetical order is, you know? Like, that's just fun. It's good to know that can happen. Good to know we haven't quite settled that science yet. Oh. Gary. Comenza. Okay, I was gonna say this looks like a Korean shooter, but it's not. It's like a Spanish shooter. Mexico. Don't have to worry about dementia. Yeah. He's just gonna wheels you into the street. On the plus side, you get to be on Death Race 2000, so, you know. Your family will have that to remember you by. Huh. Felton Memoria. Fiscal. Oh, fuck. No, I don't want... I gotta fucking delete that. Alright, that didn't work. I don't know why I thought that would work. I do love, like, weird old DOS monitor shit, like screen refresh rate of 70 FPS, or 35 or 23. Or maybe Mexico had some kind of special NTSC that, like, just none of the rest of the world knows about. Alright.
Ça va.
Did that do it? Ah. Abnormal termination. Well, yeah, you're gonna be rolled into the street, because, you know, people aren't gonna pay to keep you alive. Okay, let's try and get a glimpse at what... I mean, it's not a good sign when the cover is like several P. I don't think this one works. Those will be the only two images. They'll be taken from some fucking Spanish language fucking video game magazine. Ah, here's a beaut. Ah, look at this. Ah, classic. You know? Who gives a shit what the fucking Lunar New Year's is? You know, what's that do? The only reason it matters to me is because China is like asleep for 2 weeks and I can't get anything like mailed to me. Which at the moment is actually good because it forces me to save money. Because I bought my Retroid and then I bought, like, you know, still paying off some of the fucking other bits and bobs. Fuck me. I wonder if it's possible to just, like, fucking... I don't want to have to do the fucking... Alright, we're getting sound good. Feels quiet. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, but it's dementia. You don't know. Like, you'll just feel like maybe you're forgetting things here and there, and then before you know it, you're just demented. Ah, God, let's see how much of this I can fucking remember. Voodoo. Furries. That's all it is. Voodoo's just furries that got out of hand. I think what's his name's in this? Fucking, Mark Hamill. I think he's the cop. If memory serves. And, oh, what's his name? Not Tim Burton. Tim Curry. I mean, this is a good in this one, though, you know. Nice, serious plot and all, you know. It sounds like I got the CD, music and sound. Hopefully I get the speech. Day one. Blood type is at least inside you, you know? Like, I mean, does it do it? No, but like, there's a better sense of internal logic to blood type than there is to, like, astrology. There's Grace. Ah, she's a keeper, old Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I bet. Just a minute. It lives, I see. Do you want to speak with Lolita? I'm sorry, but Gabriel is allowed. Oh, I mean, he's out. Yeah, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him. You know, you could do better. I know I don't know you, but you could do better. Good morning. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. Let me know when you want your messages.
Yeah.
Gee, you're lively. Did you have another nightmare last night?
Sort of.
Mm-hmm. I told you it's that voodoo book you're researching. That stuff can seriously screw up your karma.
I'm sure that's it. Maybe I should write a horror novel on passive resistance instead.
So don't sleep. It's your body. Anyway, your handheld tape recorder came today.
Ooh,
Really?
technology.
I can't wait to see what human rights you violate with this one.
I can't wait to violate them. For example, if you would just let me...
And I located some local voodoo references for you. Dixieland Drugstore and the Historical Museum of Voodoo. Both are right here in French Quarter.
How
Of course
would I
they are. Where
ever
else are they gonna
manage
be?
without you?
You? Give me a break. The devil himself couldn't change you.
Well, if the devil had great legs, perhaps. Like yours.
And a riveting personality, I'm sure. Well, if you need any more
Ah,
research
the
done, just
90s.
ask. It's not as though we're swamped
You
with
could
customers.
just sexually harass. So, I mean, this is a fairly, a fairly classic Sierra layout. You know, you got the tapes, which let you go back over, like, conversations and shit.
Gabriel's carrying nothing.
And then, a Caribbean lady that, like, tells you you're an idiot sometimes and shit in your brain.
Mind if I borrow the magnifying glass?
No, Sherlock.
And,
Just bring it back when we get the next estate shipment.
No problem.
ding, 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 ding. That means you've done something. That little sound's been burned in my head for years.
I'm gonna take the tweezers for a bit.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, like,
You're beginning to look a little
because,
scruffy.
like, one of my weird little
Just
side
trying to make you
hobbies
feel
is
at home.
dialect. And so I watch a lot of YouTube clips of, like, people recording their fucking home dialect and shit. And, like, the Creole French is a wild one. I mean,
Heinz Picayune.
I figured they
dated
just got
June
Tim Curry
18,
because, it was a name and, like, he
1993.
wasn't
The
an accomplished
front
voice
page
actor.
has an article about the voodoo murders. The article says that the victims are all identified
A
as
Confederacy of
members
Dancers
of
would
the
make a good adventure
underworld.
game, actually.
The general public of New Orleans is in no danger. Police claim the so-called voodoo trappings
God, I
found
wish you'd
at
lived
the
to see
crime
that
scenes
published.
are fake, a scare tactic, and that the murders are not associated with any genuine practitioners. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Potential storms ahead. Proceed with caution and do not get involved with anything new at this time.
See, I want to be in
Right.
charge of the fucking horoscope section, you know? But I mean, look, this one it's a slow burn dialogue one. Like, you're not getting anything wacky, like put penis out like mail slot or anything like that. But it is like it is a good game for the old point and clicks. I mean, there's still some shit in it that's like just fuck you puzzles. And I think in the reversion they did, like the updated version, like there was like a glitch with the mime. Because at one point there's a puzzle involving a mime, which is a fun one. Dun, 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 dun. But it's one of Sierra's best games. Because like a lot of the Sierra point and clicks were just a bucket of cunts, really. I mean, sort of fun and like not bad exactly and all that, but just, like fuck me. Dun, 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 dun. A free Sierra mouse mat. Yep, there's the old discs that I had. And there were like 12 of the cunts. Bring, ding, ding, ding. It was probably like I think the Creole lady is an actual Creole lady. Like, it can't be hard to, I mean, I suppose this was back in the 90s, where you probably had to, like, get people to come to your fucking studio to record audio. It's not like today, where you just, like, fucking sit them down and then, you know, they can just do it all via remote and shit. I mean, these days, if you want someone with a Creole, fucking, you just go on the internet, there's probably shit on Cameo. It's like, yeah, hey, I need a Creole voice actor for, like, 5 minutes. And you fucking go. I do love the dialects, though, because you don't get as many in Australia, just because Australia's, like, a 20th century country. So, like, you know, the radio existed. Like, it's a country defined and built around, you know, the existence of mass media and things. So it just, it didn't have time to develop, like, weird-ass regional-sounding fucking accents. You know, all the Englishes you hear in Australia are fairly homogenous, aside from, you know, accents that stem from, like, other languages, you know, which is just, you know. And then there's The Beast Within, which I've not really played much, actually. This is one of the, it comes on 12 CDs, and it's all digitized actors and shit. Alright. Fine. Blaster. Dun, 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 dun. A Gabriel Knight mystery. Part 3 won't be in here. Six CDs is fairly light. Like, one of the fucking Tex Murphy's. So I think it was like the second. I think it was the last one in the original run. Like, not the last one in terms of like the modern ones they made. Like, it was like 8 or 12 or so. It was a fuckload. I remember renting it from like the fucking video store. And it came in this big fucking box, and like one of the CDs was scratched. So, like, most of the game was playable, but, like, the CDs all related to, like, locations and characters in the game. So if you went to, like, Rook's porn store, it was like, that was, like, disc 4. And just every bit of video stuttered. So it was next to impossible to figure out what was going on. And there was one bit, like, where you were chasing a guy and you went through Rook's porn store and, like, I had to reload that section a ton of times. Like, rub the disc and shit to try and get it to actually play all the way through. Pandora Directive, yeah. I mean, that's a good one. Like, they sort of had the first-person-y thing, you know, by that stage working a bit better. Like, it wasn't great still, but the, you know, the video quality was great. Oh yeah, like the, again, like this was pretty good video quality. Let's burn a fat kid. Right, let's get to some gameplay. So in the last game, I inherited a castle. And also the role of Shadow Hunter. Good on Roberta Williams though. You know, she earned it. She earned her treat. So that explains why I'm in Germany. Also, I think this one has werewolves, if memory serves. Also, I'm pretty sure I married Grace. Or we're living in some kind of sin. Which is probably what angered the fucking German Christ. Who, you know, between the Germanics and the Protestants, always a little angry. See, this is what you want. You want a bridge that compresses your angry villagers into a single line that you can mow down with any kind of mounted gun. You do need to get a mounted gun, though, because, I mean, something will stir those fucking, you know, hayseeds up into a lather. You know, when this shit happens in Brisbane, like, they're just all over the place. Dealing with them individually just takes fucking forever. Yeah. This was Alan Wake. You know, except without Finnish people, which I do think is to its detriment.
Out falls.
No. So I'm skipping ahead so we can get to some actual, like, stuff.
China. How
There's the, you know, bits and bobs. Play. Exit.
China. How homie.
And so, yeah, it's a point-and-click adventure game. It has a fairly simplified fucking interaction, which I'm not a fan of. Good old Jesus.
I take it the Hube is a Catholic.
Alright, back out. I don't want to stare at Jesus no more. Freaking me out. Okay.
I don't think.
Yeah. You can read the
I
mail.
don't have anything to write about at the moment.
I do think that, like, I mean, they caught... I wonder what happened to this guy. Killer Wolf. Oh, hell yeah, look at that guy.
I can't read much of it, but they give the name of the zoo. It's in Thalkirken.
I mean, this all plugged along with a pretty good rate back in the day. Like... Yeah, the pretension of Alan Wake is something I have kind of a weird relationship with, because there are times where I feel like it's self-aware. I mean, I feel like it was worse than the first one, because there was definitely way too much of Alan's, like, just narrative as dialogue. And, like, I fucking hated it, like, because I don't like Stephen King's prose. Like, it is terrible. Well, no, okay, not terrible, but just fucking bland. What makes it terrible is there's just so much of it. Like, it is bland and then just the biggest servings of bland. And, like, you know, you can argue that his overall stories and shit are cool and interesting. And look, fine. That's what carried them. But the fucking Alan Wake, like, the first one particularly, was like, hey, let's just have him say prose and shit, and it'll be cool. And it's like, that only works if your prose is good. Like, if you could come up with, like, really actually creative and interesting sentences and things, then that's gonna work. If you're ripping off Stephen King, though, it's just bland garbage. Like, there was one line in it when you were trying to, like, get to, like, the petrol station because it had light. And it was so fucking terrible. It was just the equivalent of like the petrol station stood out like a beacon of light, like a thing I wanted in the distance but made of light. You know, like just overriding in ways where the fucking internal structure of the language doesn't actually enhance anything else. It's just extra fucking words. Just, like I have tried to read it like several times, and it's just, you know, just fucking boring. Ding, 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 ding. I do have to get through this one of these days. A Young Telegraph game. That's weird. I'm kind of curious if I have... do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? There's a chance I don't have 3, because the last time I tried to get it to work... There's no. Sins of the Fathers 20th. And Sins of the Fathers, alright. Because the third one, there's not a DOSBox, a Good Old Games release of it, but it broke. And Good Old Games being the partially functional group that they are. Last I checked, and this was a few years back now, it just was not working. Like, I tried to get it running several times, but there was some weird can't find the disk problem, and then weird that the fix for that stopped working problem. But Gabriel Knight 3 does that thing where it all becomes 3D, which still, to what I'd say was its detriment. Although it does have like an active, like, time system, which is interesting. I'll give it that. Like, the sequel I liked a lot better because I think, like, in a lot of ways, the technology had caught up to, like, enough of what Remedy wanted to do to make it sort of actually work in a way that was a little bit more interesting. Like, having fewer enemies and making them a little more dangerous was also more interesting. I mean, you know, the prose isn't great. But, you know, it's not... It's something I've just relaxed into, I think. You know, if I just treat it like a little more pulpy, it sort of works. I thought this was going to be an Inspector Gadget game, and I'm kind of disappointed that it isn't. Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing I don't like about Alan Wake in general, is like... Yeah, see, that's the thing about the, like, it does feel, chunks of it does feel intentional with Alan Wake. I think 3 is the one with the cat fur mustache, yeah. It's the 3D one, like, it's very different. Like. And yeah, like, the fucking villain being, it's just the darkness, and it's the bad guy's evil me. It's like, I don't want to quit the DOS, I just want the game to start, you fucking minge. Okay. Why does this sound like fucking Mario? First. I like we should talk about that, they fucking stole their shit. Of course the controls are something fucking baffling. Why would they be sensible? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, okay, there's some kind of, like, fucking weird, you know, puzzle component to this, but still. Fire, jump, interact with environment, use a gadget. Let's keyboard up, down. What were the answers? Okay, so AC bit. Well, yeah, I can just do that. Okay. Why is monkey in this? B. You know what? Credit where it's due. This is actually moderately. I don't know if that was okay. Why is monkey in this? Okay. Alright, so I can't. I don't know if this is right. Like, why am I killing the things in time? Like, why would I do that? Like, this... I mean, look, for an educational game, fuck off. Look, come here so I can jump on you, you fucking cunt. Alright. Okay. Well, you know, I don't feel like I should be able to jump... I don't feel like I should be able to jump on a Stegosaurus, you know? I feel like video game jumping on guy rules. The Stegosaurus should be off. Fuck you! I'm tired of being pranked by the Monkey King. A Young Telegraph game. Like, is that like the newspaper? Because it's educational? Oh, there's a manual. I mean, yeah, disco listening was very good. Gadget lost in time. Installing Project Gadget lost in time. Amiga! It is! It's a newspaper game. You know what? Like, look, credit where it's due. There's a lot of anachronisms. I mean, I don't think, like, a dinosaur minding its own business qualifies as a bad guy. Like, I do disagree with that. Crusts. Alright, I gotta pee for a second, so you can listen to the piss music. Again, is this necessarily very good? No. For a video game in the Daily Telegraph, surprisingly fucking competent. I don't want it. Alright. Galactica. From the lesser-known franchise Battle Saturn Galactica. Yeah, I just wanna fucking... Enter or button. Ah, look at that. Okay, it looks like missiles. That appears to be some kind of shield. My ass! I mean, this is just basically Galaga. Why am I fucking firing? Like, I feel like I shouldn't be just launching my missiles. Activate shield. Alright. I mean, I feel like it's strange that I'm firing, like, you know, Maybe not missiles, maybe they're like shittily drawn bullets or something, huh? I mean, can I... Oh, you touched my bum. You die when aliens touch your bum. He touched my bum. I do miss Bo Dallas. You know, that was... Bo Dallas getting kicked out of NXT is one of the great moments of professional wrestling of the past 20 years. Goodbye. Galactic Battle. I mean, the fun part is there's two different versions here. So we've got the 1990 and the 2000. Let's see what 10 years can do. The battle for Sega Saturn. You have to fight that fucking Sega Saturn karate guy. Alright. Alright. What if slightly different Space Invaders? This feels like it would have been in like some kind of compilation. You can't move in diagonals. A compilation you'd get on like the cover of like or one of those really thick PC magazines. Like one of the ones that was like $15 in old money still. And you're like, oh, that's expensive. But like they make it up for you by... What's that do? Oh. Oh. Let's see what the year 2000 brings us. In the year 2000. Oh, okay. This is like the same Mexican abortion that we had fucking last time. That's... Yeah, I'm trying to like... look, you can't. Okay, unmount, no. Game didn't work. Setup, I don't want to fucking have to do. D-game. Abnormal termination again. Sonido. Fuck you. Well, those can both go fuck. Yeah, year 2000 was one of the ones that they did in the improv thing. I love it when they overlap. Oh, incorrect. Where are we? Back up here. There we go. We have Galaga at home. Oh, there was like a... Oh. They don't even have any footage of like the other one. I'm already bored of the galaxy, you know? Do those giant thick things still exist? That's wild. Print media. I remember fucking... It was one of the... show and tells with fucking Kershaw. Where, like, my show and tell was, like, it was a video game magazine, and I was like, these are still around. And that was in, like, 2013 or some shit. Alright. Up, down, left, right, pause for ultimate view, start. That's what I'm pushing keyboard enter. Like, I mean, you could just make L and R brake and accelerate as well, you fucking munt. Like, the problem is none of these are designed for, like, you know, retro fucking controllers, which I feel is, like, strange, you know? Alrighty. Oh, there you go. The Transship 5000. I mean, that's, you know what, that's not bad for back in the day. Alright, where are we going? What's happening? Ah, this rings a bell. Pachoo. I think I played a kind of shitty version of this. Shit's here. Shit's here. I wasn't ready. Ow. Ow, stop it. Just bad Space Harrier. Titus. Yeah, we'll slap our names on it. The game which combines the fast action of a coin-op machine and the sophisticated strategy of a computer. Are your reactions fast? Are you strategically gifted? This game requires superior skill in all areas. This is another one where I think, like, the Amiga version was better. Like, because at least you had other colors as, you know, an option. Galactic Conqueror can fuck off. I mean, I suppose 88. Oh, piss. I think La Bamba's busy. Like, I don't think they had, like, a falling out or anything. Because he was the band leader for Conan when he went to TBS. No, wait, that was Jimmy Vivino. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'd have fucking heard if they, you know, like, he might just be, like, you know, like, he's one of the, like, the thing about musicians like that is like, you know, they just get hired to do, like, it's like, we need someone to play on this, we need someone to play on this, we need, like, a guy who's, like, for this album and shit, like, session musicians and shit, you know. One doesn't answer that question. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but I'd be surprised, you know? Oh, fuck this. But yeah, some of those Inside Conans are really good. Boring. Why did you not delete? Motherfucker. Oh. I don't want galactic encounters. I just want somewhere where I could watch, like, I would pay for a service that was, I'd pay for, like, the David Letterman, you know, channel. And the thing is like, Letterman owns the CBS show. Like, that was part of his fucking contract with CBS. That was why he was able to be on when there were, like, writer strikes and shit, because his company would reach individual, like, agreements with the union. Worldwide Pants. And so I would legitimately pay, like, a monthly fee for a channel that was just every episode of, like, even just the CBS Lettermans, you know? Not even going back to the fucking NBC ones. It's the same with Conan. Like, if NBC, like, if they had the ability for me to just go somewhere and go, I want to watch episodes of Conan. Not bits, not chunks, not fucking highlights. Start to finish, just let me watch fucking episodes. I'd fucking pay for that. I failed to update my fucking 1982 text adventure title. Shit. Yeah, like, if you think, like, every fucking, you know, every dude that is making an album or something or doing some shit and needs, like, oh, I need a very, you know, skilled, like, fucking, I don't know, Spanish guitar guy or lead guitar or bass or whatever. You know, these guys get hired, they come in, they do their bit. I mean, I reckon if you get that fucking, you know, rolling, you're probably fucking set. Like, that's probably a... No, I don't want to fucking... Look, just... Did I not delete Galactic Empire? I've not gotten up to it yet. Alright, whatever. This is gonna be another. This is another one where the box lies to me. I didn't know the TBS. Yeah, like the full run of the Tonight Show, all like 7 months of it is. Yeah, because I have that bookmarked, and I've got I didn't know all the TBS ones were though. That's good to know, because I'd like to watch those. I didn't watch as many of them. Because it was on cable, and I didn't bother having cable. I mean, like, I watched Conan pretty much religiously, like, from when it started in Australia to, like, fuck, around 2009 at least. Mike's Place! Let's just go to Mike's Place. Huh? Yeah, you're not gonna find it on YouTube. Like, I know there's a, like, Letterman has, oh Christ, man. I mean, I think all the effort there went on the music. I mean, look at this. For the Apple. And fun, like, fun, fast, powerful, exciting. It's not even like, if it were at least the fucking, you know, look, here's an example, here's a 1983 example of the cutscene lying to you. I mean, look at that, you know, that's fun. That's not. Like, the problem with all the NBC Conans is obviously fucking NBC. But still, like, I feel like, you know, they've got, like, a streaming shit. Like, if there's, hey, on the streaming, here's all the old late shows and shit. Like, they own it. So, if they just put it up there, you know. Simpsons is all on Disney. Like, starting with season 1. Ooh. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. Money! I'm in some kind of bowl. This is an Amiga game. Like, now I gotta, like, upgrade my ball. That feels like it should be something, you know. Ow. You fucking minge. Aha! Give me your. What the fuck? This off. Okay. Auto shotgun. Credits. Oh, I've got like a lot. Okay. I bought it. Rictus projector. I don't know about that. Oh, that sounds painful. Fuck you. You know, the problem with coming up with a thing about, like, Galactic Warrior Rats is I kind of want to, you know, be that and a thoroughly playable game from the good people at Amiga Power. Game playable. You know, like, that's the problem, is, like, I want to be a mutant rat. Mobile home is a weird one. You know, because, like, there's not a lot of mutant rat shit about this game. I'm in a ball, you know? Like, it could be anything. Goodbye. I mean, again, the option, like, I've got every episode of The Simpsons up to about, I think, season 25 on my media server. Like, again, the option is always just pirate shit. Alright. Galactics. Just pirate shit. It is really fun. Like, I love the idea that they're going to still try to argue. And you know they will, because they're just absolute shameless mutants. Okay. Get object. Ooh. Oh, I can jump. I can jump high up. God damn it. You have taken the laser pistol. There is nothing to reach in here. Okay. Alright. Okay, drop object. Inventory. Examine. Use object. Ooh, I have a laser pistol. I mean, it's going a bit quick, but like, you know, look at me go. I'm able to fucking future fucking. Why is that sapping my strength? Why is this tiring me out? You know. Oh. I've taken the scroll. I shan't use the scroll though. Oh, piss. Whatever. Let's see what 1992. Let's see what the sleek, dazzling veneer of 1992 gives us. The grungy authenticity of 1992. Last of the true art. The future. I mean, the graphics are better so far, so. Alright. What type of game do you suppose this is? Action. I'm getting actiony vibes. You know, like, I want this to be like an Apogee style run and gun. You know, I don't think it will be, but. Ah.
In today's news, Brazilian lumberjacks cut down the last tree in the rainforest. A spokesman for the Acme Toothpick Company said, "Gee, that's too bad." Attention, Terrans.
Hi.
We designers have come to conquer your world and enslave its people.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nothing can withstand the power of Zaitis. Prepare now. You're doomed.
Why is
to
all the
dead
voice
end.
acting done by someone who just did heroin? Alright, look, let's get going. Okay. S. Alright, I'm in a plane, so maybe it's a shooter. Maybe just a bit of top-down fun. Could we have some top-down fun, please? Oh! Wait a second. Why do I have like an arcade bomb now? Am I supposed to be doing shit with my bomb? Is that... That was it? I don't know if that Arkanoid bomb defender is actually doing anything. It's just there to fucking give me a stroke. Alright, it didn't reflect those lasers, so I don't know what's happening there. Alright, up just seems to be seems to be plausible. What's that? Yeah, that's just my big bomb. Save the world from the aliens. The top 1%. I don't believe you. The action is non-stop. The pressure is immense. I disagree. I wonder if there's any actual relationship between the two Galacticses, or if... Oh, I love that there's a Galactics too, but it's the sequel to the funny little alien Galactics, and not like the fucking one with voice acting. Just goes to show you, huh? I mean, look at Mario. This one's running even faster. He looks like one of the Commander Keen enemies. Vaguely Functional does put it up there with DOS games, yeah. Like, that's the bar, is does this just work on some fucking level? Good old Galaga. Namco. Slow down, Tubby. You're not on the moon yet. Alright, let's rock. Let's see how much I can remember of this. Alright. This does not look like official. This is. That's not okay. You don't just put like a year next to it and lie to me like that. This does not deserve images. It's fucking terrible. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, so this is a 2000s fucking text adventure. I feel like I'm gonna get molested. I'm gonna be molested. Or not. Oh well. Oh well. Guess I'm just too ugly to molest. Mr. Decker. Galaxy? Galaxy? Hey, it's rhyme with taxi. Taxi for the galaxy. Fuck you. Yep, Zinc. I love, like, the weird god that torments Billy in the Zinc video. This is more fucking Galaxian than the fucking last thing was. Except it had, like, a chunk of what I'm assuming was the guy's dad's garage band.
Hurry back.
What? I mean, like, you know what? I mean, the ship could look less like a penis, but... I mean, I don't want that. The worst part is Galaxian's here, but it's also from, like, you know, the Atari one from '83. So not even, like, fucking You know, it's not even going to be good. This isn't exactly going to be an arcade perfect conversion. Start a game with one player. It's running a bit quick. I don't care. That was video games, man. You know, you'd just be blasting little guys, and you had to get points. There weren't themes, you know. It wasn't like fucking. It was just one thing, and that was it. Goodbye. All right, this is from 2000. Brazilian stolen IP games. Couldn't get in touch with Senor Lucas. In honor of him, though, fuck. What is it with all the fucking Brazilian games just not working? Well, I mean, look, you know. There's no pictures of it. No one else got it to run either. Galaxy War, goodbye. Okay. This is just another fucking Galaxia Galaga fucking thing. You could get your ship back, and then you had 2 ships. Like, that was some fucking gameplay. You know, this one actually, you know, fuck off, you bugs. Piss off. Oh, gotcha, bitch. Stop it. Ah, my penis ship! Metaphor for my manhood. No fucking. Well, I was correct with my no fucking way. There was, in fact, no fucking way. It is not Galaxy Fight. From the Neo Geo. Alright, but copyright ambiguous Galaxy Fighter is a Tomorrow problem. Generally, if there's an X at the start, it's pronounced with like a Z, unless it's like Aztec X, in which case it's a sh sound. Which is wild. Like, I feel, again, there's a reason why English has got weird spellings. Like, it's a fairly simple reason. And it blows my mind that if we're going to be using Latin fucking characters to, you know, write other languages, why wouldn't we just do it phonetically? Like, why would we do this again with the knowledge for no real reason? You know, like, X doesn't have to be sh, you could just have it SH. Why would we do that? Why would that happen? I mean, credit to a lot of the indigenous Australians where it's just like, we're just going to spell shit how it sounds with the fucking Latin characters. There's not going to be any weird surprises. If it's a J, it's a soft G. Oh yeah, no, it's why I love English. It shouldn't be here, but it is. It's in a lot of ways stupid and inefficient, but it's precisely that that makes it just so adaptable. Like, it's why there are dozens of versions of it. You know, the French had this fucking panties in a twist bullshit approach to it, where it was like, no, there's French and fuck you. And that's why there's like, what, you know? Not lingua franco anymore, is it? Huh? Yeah, English has a word for that too. What is it? Lingua franca. You can't just take our word, That's the thing about languages, is the interesting shit of any language is in its grammatical structure. Like, that's interesting, because that's also, like, fairly unique. You know, if it's just like, we've got nouns for this, great, guess what? Now English has nouns for it. Because it's just nouns. It's just fucking, there's a name for that. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, some of the grammars of some of these things are fascinating. Like, there's a few indigenous Australian languages and a few Native American languages that I can think of off the top of my head that have and I can't remember if it's a suffix or a prefix. I think it's a suffix, but it's an evidentiary suffix. So basically, there's like a little bit on the end of the word that changes depending on the source of the information. So if you say you know there's a little thing that you add that it'll tell you, well, I saw it myself, or someone I trust saw it, or someone I don't really know saw it, or it's just some shit I heard. You know, which is fascinating. And you know, there's a few things English doesn't have, like in terms of functions. You know, like it doesn't have like there are a few verb forms that don't really exist, but like vernacular Englishes do. So like English, normal, like, you know, formal English doesn't really have a verb for like habitual behaviors. Whereas, like, you know, to give an example, African American vernacular English does. So it's like the, you know, women be shopping thing. The be there is a verb form for a habitual behavior, not a currently engaged in behavior. And this was sort of teased out using like school kids, where you'd have a picture of like Cookie Monster and a picture of Elmo, and Elmo was eating a cookie. And they go, okay, who, you know, is eating cookies? And the answer is Elmo, because Elmo is currently eating a cookie. Who be eating cookies? That's Cookie Monster, even though he's not currently eating a cookie. And that verb form just doesn't exist in regular English. Le Belge. Yeah, but I mean, look, you know, they tried and it didn't work. And now it's just good old fucking lackadaisical English. Most speakers on Earth, most words on Earth. Yeah, French has a tense for habitual actions. There's a few interesting things you can do with that with prose. I remember reading a thing on Flaubert, using the habitual verb form to do interesting things with the way prose would describe a situation in a way that was like temporally confusing. You know, like you wouldn't be sure when something was happening precisely. And it's not something you can do in English without giving the game away straight away. Because English uses a lot of helper verbs. And it also ditched like a lot of the inflection, and it ditched the fucking gendered grammar too, which is such a fucking blessing. Stupid load of nonsense that is. Yeah, archaic dead language. French, which, I mean, look, it's on its way to that. You know, they'll hold out, don't get me wrong, but shit don't matter. I mean, that's, you know, the thing about language is people can yammer on all they want, but it's also a tool, and people like a tool that's, you know, usable. It's like, oh, I bought a screwdriver that comports to no known screw. It's just that and invented languages. Invented languages are fun as well. I mean, basically none of them have been successful outside of sort of, I mean, Esperanto barely, Klingon slightly. Hebrew's about as close as you get, and it's not really an invented language so much as it's a reanimated one. Alright, but that's not why you called. Where are we? Hey, look at that, we're at 310 members. But the money went down by $4. Now, I don't understand how that works, but I'm also extremely disappointed in you. And you should be paying, because if you're not, you're missing out on the subscriber-only streams, with which we've been having a tremendous time with Elisa at the moment, which has been both devil and delight in equal measures, and has introduced us to such wondrous things as the Omni-Wife. I don't know what the EU Parliament uses when it's meeting. I doubt it uses Esperanto. I mean, I do remember reading a thing about, like, EU English, which was weirdly bureaucratic. Because it's, like, hyper-formalized just by the through the nature of where it's being used, but also because it's, like, an English that's the combined version of lots of, like, weird European versions of English. So it's just all, like, strangely, you know, using kind of what you might refer to as, like, you know, safe office speak in lieu of any kind of colloquialisms, but still with, like, elements where the colloquialisms would be. So structurally it's not hugely, like, there's a formality to it, but not something that goes all the way through the structure of it. You can trick people into learning easy enough, but, like, you know, it's learning a language. You know, once you get kind of past the childhood solidification of, you know, the spongier parts of the brain, it takes effort, and it's an effort that requires some kind of motivation. Like, you could just straight learn a language if you want, but, like, you know, I mean, I do recommend reading about linguistics before you try that, because it will help things. When you have a better material understanding of the structure of language and how it works generally, it will make things simpler. I mean, I've been mulling over learning another language, but, like, the problem is, without a reason to learn something sensible, like, just learn Italian or some shit. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. You know, the only way I'd learn Italian is if I had some kind of Italian wife, because then I'd have to learn Italian. Because the last thing you want is a wife with a secret language she can talk about you in front of you with, and that's, you know, it's the same for any other language. So it'd wind up with me fucking studying some fucking either dead or near dead language with, you know, again, something peculiar like an evidentiary suffix. Yeah, sustained practice. Well, I mean, like, again, all of this comes down to motivation and effort. Like, you don't notice it as a child because your brain is just, like, fucking grabbing everything. That's the best time to do it. And it's also, there is a lot of utility to exposing children to shitloads of different fucking languages, because it helps kind of craft a self-awareness of language. And language is kind of like the source code of verbal working memory. And that is important for overall thought and thought organization. Language is good for the noggin. But again, you know, once you pass, like, fucking 15, there has to be some solid reason for it. You know, I mean, again, do it if you want. I'm not saying don't, but just be aware that you know, it's not the kind of thing you can kind of, like, half fucking ass. Get to learn a agglutinative Finnish. All right. So one of the numbers is up and one of the numbers is down. Mixed bag. I don't know what that means for whether or not I should treat you like a human or not. But nonetheless, you should watch and try to tune in. Remember, if you're paying, you can, you know, if you can't watch the fucking live ones live, it's easy enough to have, like, a reschedule to get them around. Like, I'm not married to them being at, like, 11 a.m. on a Sunday. I could put them on, like, you know, Friday at weird hours or something like that. The goal is that people paying should be able to get access to a live one if they can't get the live ones here, etc., etc. And, you know, At the moment, we're playing Elisa, and I would like to finish that because it is a lot of fun. But we're also open to like one-offs and doing weird things. Generally, if it's a demo, I'd like to do that for free on like Friday night or something like that, just because I don't think there's a lot of value in something that sort of would, quasi-function as a piece of promotional material being behind a paywall. I mean, sort of defeats the point. Imagine paying for ads. I mean, really. There is no French word for entrepreneur. That's funny. I get so narky over it. No. What are you gonna do? Okay, so make the numbers go up. You do get a little bit of stuff for it. It also, keeps me from just abandoning this and actually going and getting my master's and becoming a teacher, because man, they're getting desperate. And it is when people are crawling and begging that it becomes my time. But if you get the numbers up, I might stick around. The Just Ads station. Yeah, remember pirate things. Hopefully someone leaks that fucking Acme movie. I mean, the idea, it's one thing to stick something in a box and not release it. But if you delete a thing, like if you fucking wipe it from existence without releasing it for some fucking tax write-off, I think you should be dragged through the street. You deserve to be Mussolini'd. Hung from a fucking lamppost and just got chuck rocks at you until you look like a fucking, sack of beetroots. Now, alright. Make the number go up, pirate media, and watch my show or I'll bash your fucking kids.